So now I'm going to show you the customer journey that these people follow, because I never start a digital marketing class without delving into understanding that your customer goes through a journey. Awareness is step number one. I agree, and that you've hit the nail on the head. But at the same time, you need to realize that it's not just awareness. For a customer to buy, he goes through a whole process, a whole system. And now your job as a business owner or as a social media person is to understand, how do I move my customer from one stage to the next? How do I make them move from one point to the next? Because if I'm able to move with them slowly by slowly, then I'm able to give them I'm able to treat them as they come. If you are at awareness, I'm going to try and take you to the next stage of the customer journey. You get? So that whole process requires a certain level of understanding. Where is my customer? That's the first thing. So not even where is my customer, it's who is my customer. That's the first question you should be asking yourself. Because the mistake that I find people are never seeing or realizing is, if you don't know who your target customer is, you are going to lose so much on content. Why? Because you create content specific to your customer. Niching down is so essential to creating content, because people don't realize the importance of niching down. They want to speak to appeal to everyone. Because, and this is what I'll tell you that will be impactful. Speaking to everyone, or creating content for everyone, or generalizing, will never get you the right customers. Pick a topic and stand on it. Like, I'll give you an example. I'm a pastor, and then does God exist? Does God not exist? Or do you believe in God, or don't you believe in God? Maybe because I want to appeal to both atheists and Christians, I'm like, God exists, but at the same time, we don't have a lot of evidence. That one, I will lose everyone. There's this, my favorite quote in Semanga: if I go to a room and pick one side, I will appeal to 50% of that group. You get? I will appeal to 50% of that group. 50% will hate me. 50% will hate me, but 50% will love me. So I'd rather go to a group and speak to them from a place of, I have come to sort of I have come to discuss this issue. I've come to discuss issue, and this is my stance on it. If you don't have that stance, you're going to lose 50% of the, not even 50, 100% of the room. Online customer journey, perfect. Agree. Upon user consistency. See, very true. So how now are we? Let me actually. I'm going to have several presentations here so that we can sort of get started on understanding the true goal, or the true way of marketing, because we'll delve into Nini. If I'm trying to sort of touch on this subject that you've listed for me, then I think I'll need to use several presentations, because I do this every week, and I try to sort of move from a place of, what are your needs? The ones who have joined, because easy Google meetings, even though people, I'm having a group of more than 50 people, I sort of find that not all of them usually attend. So now I'm usually left in that space of, actually, like let's say, for example, when I go on TikTok, I'm going to find many people joining. Many people are sort of appreciating these classes, because they join in masses here on TikTok. But if I go on Google Meet, sitapata watu wengi. So now what I try to do is to try to uh, delve into who is needed, because now today at least I have two people. Like, there are classes where the meeting itself, or the meeting link on Google Meet, I have 0 people who have joined. But now when I have those 0 people, then I just join on live for Instagram and TikTok, and then I ask them, what issue are you going through? And those issues that they go through are the ones that I delve into with those specific topics. So I try because here's the painful aspect that both of you, I'm sure you realize. Social media has changed. It was meant to connect us, but it has made us more disconnected than ever. Because in the past, I want you to imagine, I have I have a community of 50 people. Like, let's say for example, I have 50 people wenye ninaongea na wao. Those 50 people, if I ask them a question, they answer me. If I want feedback from them, they give me. But nowadays on social media, unaweza kuwa na community ya 300 people. Like, you have a group that has 300 people, and when you send them, maybe for example, tickets, only one buys. We call them shadow viewers. Shadow viewers are people, yeah, shadow viewers ni, yeah, una post kwa status yako, na hii status ipate 100 views, 100 views, na no one, na hakuna hata mtu mmoja atanunua hiyo ticket ama atabuy, atakuja kwa event yako. Unashindwa, kwani people don't have not seen my content. Even you're like ask questioning, have you people seen this video, ama ni mimi nimejipostia mimi mwenyewe, ama I'm not aware of like what I should be doing, you get. But now you sort of come to a place where now the customer journey becomes important. The customer journey becomes important because ukiunderstand your customer journey inakufungua akili kwa, you know what, actually I'm realizing that the reason as to why people did not attend my class, or people did not come to my masterclass, is actually I have not built their interest. They're not more interested in what I'm offering. They're not as excited as I am to this particular subject that I'm delving into. Therefore, how do I move them from awareness to interest? You get, because they are aware. You've made, okay, now I understand. I know Agatha has an event. I'm aware. But now your job as Agatha is to understand, how do I make this person move from interest to something more, and that something more is, how do I move them to interest, then trust, then conversion. Because Agatha, I want you to understand that for me to just come to your event, remember I'm paying. If let's say the event is 4,000 shillings, if let's say that's how much you're charging for this particular event, I have to sort of know that I'm getting a return on my investment. I can't just come to an event too heavy. I can't just say at, oh, I like what Agatha is all about. No, it's not about liking. It's about me prioritizing me, because that's the question that they always ask themselves. Nina gain nini mimi, unaona? And that's why most people fail badly on when it comes to social media marketing, where you decide that you're going to take a wrong approach to marketing that I always advise people to avoid. Nataka the way, and the example I like using ni watu wa Marimari ama watu wa kuuza njugu. Ushaona venye watu wa njugu kuja kwako, ama si njugu, let's use Smoky. Smoky ndio the best example. Mtu wa Smoky anakuja kwa matatu anakuambia, Smoky 30 bob, please nunua. Ama mtu wa njugu, nunua hii Smoky. They don't even care whether you want Smoky or you don't want Smoky. They don't even care whether you are interested in the product that they're selling. Then they assume that because I have brought Smoky, you must buy. No, I've just there's no way you can move from awareness to conversion in an instant. No, it's usually a journey. I'm aware. Okay, nimeona unauza Smoky. I'm aware. Make me interested. Hook me. My favorite person ashaikuja kuniuzia nikiwa tao, nilikuwa kwa matatu. My favorite person, mpaka wa leo mi ucheka juu ya hii story venye alini approach. Niko hapo, I'm the only person in the matatu, and he comes and he's like, najua uko njaa. Nikamwambia mimi siko njaa, niko sawa. Hapana, venye hii jua imekupiga, either uko njaa ama uko queue. And I was like, so he makes me laugh. That's the first thing. So in terms of I call them there's a book called by Robert Cialdini on influence, where he delves into this issue on how do we influence people. The first one is usually reciprocity, but also this liking. He made me like him by making that joke. When you make people laugh, or when you make people intrigued, you sort of get to a space where You either build, actually it's emotion. If you can make someone laugh, make someone intrigued or curious, you hook them. You've already hooked them because you've brought out an emotion. So nikacheka, kwambia sasa, nikamuuliza sasa utanisaidia aje? Nikamwambia akaniambia niko na juice hapa, niko na tropical hapa, na niko na mabiscuit hapa. Najua wewe ni mtu wa class, wacha nikuendee afya na queen cakes. And I was like, he's complimented me, he's made me interested, and he has made me trust him. How has he made me trust me? Aliniachia hiyo box mzima ya biscuit na sweetie hapo. He left it with me, and then he goes to get me those things. And I was like, the moment he did that, I bought from him vitu worth 200. Just from a simple aspect of taking me through this journey, I bought more than I was interested. Na mimi sikuwa na haja na kununua. Why? Because this man understood the simple principles of converting a client. Conversion doesn't happen like this. It takes time. And once you understand that time, or once you understand the process that you need to take your customer through, it becomes easy. I'll give you another example. Mimi biashara ya design ama ya job ya kampuni tu nimefungua kaduka tu. When a customer comes to me, I walk in, they were not aware of what I do. Let's use a simple example, a key cutting business. Nimekuja na siyuko sure kama nitanunua kwako ama sitanunua kwako. You get? So now my job is to move you through this journey, this customer journey. You can be able to move a customer from just them being a mere walk-in to them buying from you, and even them coming back again. So how will that conversation look like? So now let me take you to the customer journey so that you can be aware, so that you can look at that from perspective higher. So the first part of that journey is awareness. You can never, ever start selling me if I'm not aware of who you are. Because promotion companies or big companies have used this mindset of thinking that everyone knows who they are. The people who don't know who Mercedes is. Actually, let me shock you. There are people in Kenya who don't know what Safaricom is all about. Is that not true? So if Safaricom comes to you and they assume that they know who you are, you know who they are, they will make a big mistake. You get? So now my question to you would be, how now do you bring awareness? So always, any marketing material that you create or any poster or video that you're posting, and you have the first, like this is, for example, in social media, start from a place of your people don't know who you are and you want to convert them. You get? So the way you go about that is understanding that building trust is not easy. It requires a process, and you can do it through a conversation, or you can do it through because something that I noticed that is interesting, when someone has already said yes to you, they're more likely to say yes to another bigger thing. When I come to your shop, or when I say yes to let's say, for example, said yes to filling out a form. Sindio? If I have said yes to filling out a form, that means that I'm already engaged. There's a high likelihood that when you request me to do something else, I'll be in a position where I will answer, or I will give you a positive thing. In the laws of influence from Robert Cialdini's books, those principles, a simple small yes can attract a bigger yes. So what do I mean? You've made a video. The call to action can be, please subscribe. I'm not going to ask you for money. I'm not going to ask you to pay for a course. I'm just going to request you to subscribe. You see, the interesting thing is that I have acknowledged the fact that truly, um, you coming to my page and doing something small like subscribing will mean a lot to me. So when you do something like that, you sort of put the client or the person for a bigger request, they're more likely going to say yes, because there's no way nilisema yes to filling out a form and I can't say yes to joining the meeting. You get what I mean? Higher. So now awareness is important. So make your video. So how do you create awareness? So let's say, for example, you want to build, when you get to this point of trust, people need to know who you are. So when you make video, introduce yourself. So introduce your name, and then not just introduce your name. Where's the other video anaanza kusema mimi naitwa Jaffa? You go to the next step of saying, what do I do? Because those are the few things that people usually respect in this era that we live in. That my name is Jaffa and I am a digital marketer, then I need to show authority. What do I mean by authority? When in this modern world, people respect papers, people respect or appreciate what you've done, the accomplishments that you've sort of made, and therefore, when you get welcome, Christine, you I think you had joined and then you disappeared. Welcome. Hope you're well.
Thank you. Yes, I'm well.
Ah, wonderful. So allow me to ask Christine. Today we are delving on particular topics, mambo na media. Is there a specific topic maybe you're going through on your social media and you are like, Aki, please talk about this topic because I'm going through it na nahitaji saidizi kwa hii topic.
I think basically I'm
Perfect.
trying to learn how to prompt and see how I can incorporate it to the media first.
Perfect. So now I think with the three of you in this meeting, you sort of have aired out your grievances, and I sort of feel this class will be very instrumental in your own personal social medias. So Christine, allow me to sort of recap kidogo what we're delving into. We've realized that when you are posting on your status, you have like maybe 50 people who have viewed your social media status. Like let's say, for example, allow me to use Agatha as an example, but kindly on the chat, text me, both Mbeche and Christine, text me what you do or what industry you are in so that I'll use Agatha because I know what Agatha does. So Agatha, I'll give you an example. You've posted you having an event, and this event will happen in November, and you posted it. 50 people on your status view that specific nini. And then you go to the registration form for the event, no one has registered. And then you ask yourself, how is it that I have had 50 people view things, this my content, and none of them have given me feedback, either by telling me, staiza kukuja, but I pray that nini, or someone else saying, I'm in this world and you see, you don't get that conversion. What is the problem? Wow. Thank you. So we have art, paintings, and drawings. Wonderful. Actually, for you guys, I want you to text me on WhatsApp. I've sent my number. Text me on WhatsApp so that after this meeting, I'll send you the presentation for this class, and we can connect afterwards. Higher. Then we you sort of ask yourself, if I've created an event and no one has registered, then I post it on my social media, that video or that poster gets 1,000 views. Then I go back again to my Google form, no one has registered. Higher. Then I ask myself, what am I not doing? Then I go on LinkedIn, I post it, still no one is subscribing. And then I'm like, guy, what is happening? What am I not doing? What is I not getting the sort of engagement that I'm looking for? You get? So that's common. And the reason as to why it's common is because right now people have moved from a place of they care about just ghost viewers. Let me just say that. Let me just simplify it. Ghost viewers, they are looking at your life, they're just observing, and they're not commenting, they're not saying anything, they're not giving you feedback. They're just there observing. And let me shock you. Just because they're silent doesn't mean they're not seeing you. You know why? Let me give you an interesting story. So I've been doing these lives and I've been posting content. For me, I love comedy so much. I love comedy so much. And so I noticed that one day I was walking in CBD, and a man just stops me out of nowhere. And I didn't know this man. I really didn't know him. But for him, he knew me. He comes to my lives. He views my status every day. If For me, I'm meeting this man for the first time, but for him, he's been interacting with me every day he's been absorbing my content. Nikienda live asha view, nikienda nikikuwa YouTube nikipost any funny video, and he was telling me how much I have impacted his life. And I was like, bro, why don't you say it? Mbona huu ni text, mbona huu niambi that my content is impactful? Akaniambia mi sinakuanga shy, I don't like doing that. And I was like, okay, then I appreciate. It's when you have met several of those people that you realize actually these people are seeing you. So never despair when you realize that people are not buying your tickets. Never despair. They are seeing you. They're seeing you. The mistake or the understanding that you yet don't have is you have not been creating content knowing the customer journey. Because if you understood the customer journey, then you will actually be in a position where you work backwards. Where I want conversion, how do I build trust? How do I create interest? How do I make people aware? You get? So now with awareness, how do I create interest? Consistency. I'm telling you, you cannot be able to, like, let me give you an example. Ninataka compete na Coca-Cola, and I'm like, I know I can't beat Coca-Cola, but I'm going to be in your screen so many times until you're going to be like let's say, make a juice, like maybe for example, I'm going to make a new juice and I'm going to call it cola. So in the morning you saw an advertisement for cola, then venye ulienda kwa job ukaona your friend akikunywa cola, then ukienda kwa simu yako TikTok unapata advertisements za cola, alafu unaenda nyumbani unapata watoto wako wanakunywa cola. By the end of that week you'll be like, what is this cola, let me try it. You get? You never had interest. Why? Because I was consistent in my advertising. I made this product in your face so many times that you are forced to buy it. Ushiona advertisement imekuja Citizen ama imekuja KTN so many times that you're like, let me buy nijue. I just out of curiosity. You get? Like you're genuinely aware that you are not interested in buying Pampers or buying a TV or buying a decoder or buying even a hoverboard. But because this thing has been in your face for so long, you're like, let me just buy it. Let me just buy it to just remove this thing from my mind. Interest can also convert. But now here's the most powerful one. The most powerful one is not even interest. The most powerful is trust. Trust. If you build trust in your customer, if your customer feels that they can trust you, they can buy everything and anything from you. So trust is crucial to that process or that whole idea or that whole mindset of how do I make my customer buy from me? Build trust. And Agatha, you might find the reason as to why you've not been getting high attendance in your event is because you've just been selling but not building trust. There's a difference. There's a difference in promotional content that is for building trust and promotional content that is for just selling. People make mistake of promoting instead of working on how do I make this customer fall in love with the product? How do I make them feel that there's benefit to me bringing this product to their face? Because me, I know the value. I understand the transformation or change that they can get, but do they understand it? Does my customer understand the value that they can gain from my masterclass, from my event, because you did not create this event for no reason. How could you tu for no reason? You had a reason. You had a reason why you create this event. And so for that same purpose, I want you to ask yourself, if you know the value or you know the problem you're solving, then why are you not prioritizing to make the customer feel the same? Because you're assuming ati nikitoa hii product everyone will love it. No, no. And that's the painful truth you come to realize. Because look at it from this perspective. Either you have wealth of experience, you have a wealth of knowledge or wisdom in the industry of of marketing, I mean of human resource. You're very valuable, but does your customer know that? Do they know that you have experience? Do they know that you are good, that you're an authority? Why? Because you've not been creating, sending testimonials. You've not been telling people to give you recommendations. You've not been telling. So that's how you create trust. You create trust by ensuring that people are truly and genuinely aware that vast solutions exist, that your company exists. They are also aware that you as a skill giver or as a digital marketer or a social media person or as an artist exists, not just exist, you also have plenty that you can offer me. I need to create that trust in understanding that I can trust you with my money and you can deliver. You get? So once you have built that trust, you can convert. And when you convert, the biggest mistake that entrepreneurs and people or service providers make is that they just see it as a one-off thing. And that's a big and detrimental mistake. Why is it? Because kesho customer anatoka wapi? Customer mwenye amekuja unafaa ujiulize, how do I make you come tomorrow? How do I create a long view you will not come back again? So I want you to be thinking of, for your business, for your art business, for your digital marketing business, how do I improve retention? So number one, hii hata uhitaji kuambiwa, customer satisfaction is crucial. Mimi kama customer, mi huwezi nifanya madharau ama ukose kudeliver service yenye nimekulipa unifanyie then ni expect nirudi. I can never. Huwezi ninyoa niende kwa kinyozi uninyoe tu kiundudho alafu ni expect kesho nirudi. No, that can never happen. That can never be me. The same thing with you. Ask yourself, how do I make sure that when this customer comes to me, I have given them my level best? I have given them my level best. These people are aware that I sell this service. They are aware that I am in this industry and I give the best of the best of the best of the best. Then now my question should be, how now do I make sure that I have a retention strategy? And not just a retention strategy, but also a referral strategy. Because you don't want one person only to come. You don't only want one person to come to your shop. You want many people to come. And now, how do you make them? All these many people come to your shop. You make them come through having a referral strategy. That when I have made one customer happy, I know that another one they will refer their friend. You get? So referral strategy also. You get? Let me add. I'm seeing someone else in the waiting room. So far, we're good. Comment something on the chat if you are resonating with what I'm talking about. Yeah, Christine, thank you for the thumbs up. So if now I understand that, I understand the customer journey, how does it benefit me to understand the customer journey? What is the sort of implication of understanding is this? Once you've known your customer is at, you can be able to move them. You can be able to move them. Every student should memorize this journey. You should understand that a customer comes as a stranger. Your job is to grab their attention, grab their interest, make them trust you, lead, and then eventually into a customer. So at the stranger stage, your content must interrupt indifference. What do I mean by interrupting indifference? People make this mistake where they sort of create content, sort of how how will this hook? Because I think one thing you're going to notice about social media, it's about people's attention. Attention is the most valuable commodity in this world. It's not even gold. Walai, I don't see gold. Gold is not the gold and diamonds are no longer the most valuable commodities. Imagine that is most valuable in this attention. Do you know Google can pay you and get people's attention? ChatGPT can pay you billions for you if you are able to you get companies. You as an individual, you can pay celebrities and different people millions. And you have mastered the of hooking people's attention. And if you master it, I'm telling you, you'll never sleep hungry. You'll never sleep hungry. Companies will be looking for you left and right. Okay. Now, after you've interrupted indifference, you know how to hook. At the attention stage, it must make the viewer feel seen. The viewer must feel as though you are talking to me, Jaffa. Like an example is learn or master the art of attracting executives. Because I've noticed to most executives hata hawananga shughuli na nini na social media zao, hawananga shughuli na LinkedIn. I'm the CEO of this company and I actually don't care about LinkedIn. I don't care about time. I'm like, it's important for me to build customer trust. As a CEO, I need to do this also. And there's these companies who sort of don't understand the sort of implication of being a personal brand or a company brand. Like their way of doing things is just promotion. Me as an audience, I haven't company. Me as a person who loves or enjoys the content that they create, or like let me give you an example. Safaricom or be maybe using Airtel, but you don't connect with the company at all. CEO wa Safaricom ama uulizwe CEO wa kampuni fulani, huwezi jibu. Why? Because they have not worked in building your interest. They've not worked in building your growth. You get, they have not worked in improving that. Therefore, you need to ask yourself, how do I grab my viewers' attention? In interest, it must answer, is this for me? I'm going to there's an unfortunate truth that you need to sort of accept, and I'm accepting as a psychologist and as a digital marketer, that people are so self-centered. The level of self-centeredness in the world right now is so um high that I'm like, why have I never noticed this before? And even if you don't believe me, look at yourself. How many times a day do you ask yourself the question on, am I okay? Am I mimi? Niko sawa, ninaenda huku. How many times, and actually if you don't believe me, how many times in your day do you ask yourself about the other person? Or how many times in that day does your mind move from me to the other person? You get, if your answer is a definite yes, I know, I do this and this and this, then you are an empath. But if your answer is I rarely do it, you are a narcissist. Because narcissist, and let me, I want to remove a certain um dogma or belief that is there, that narcissists are bad people, or narcissists are uh, it's them, and I'm never in that category. Unfortunately, if you read the laws of human nature, you're going to come to one painful truth: everyone is a narcissist. Everyone is a narcissist. We are always thinking about ourselves. It's me, 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 me. Even a baby, even a child is always asking yourself, why am I not eating? Why am I not sleeping? It's them, 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 them. But when you accept that painful truth, you sort of realize, therefore, if this is how people are, how do I make my marketing drive on them? That's why when I started this class, I was like, I can go and delve in topics that I'm passionate about, but I'm like, what topics do you want me, that your business is going through, to Nini? Why? Because it's always about what am I going through, and that's the most important. It's not a bad thing actually. It's not bad to not. It's not wrong to think about yourself, because if you don't, who will? You get? But now the question is, how now do you use this fact in your marketing? Because if you understand how to use it, then you can be able to grow your business. You can be able to grow your audience by knowing that truly this customer of mine, or these people of mine, they appreciate this type of mindset, they appreciate this type of conversations, they want me to talk like this. Then at lead stage, it must invite a low risk action: register, go to my website. You should try at lead stage that you have made them take a small action, where you grab them, you can grab their email, you can grab their whatever it is. At customer stage, it must make buying simple. I've noticed that there's a mistake that most consultants usually make. Yes, you want to get data, but your Google form is so long. Do you know, there's an interesting statistic that was done, that 50% of people who are given Google Forms, the moment they see that the Google form has 2 pages, they drop out. They stop registering. When you are having Google Forms, just make it. Me, when I do Google Forms, I have never gone beyond 1 page. Actually, go beyond 5 questions. You want the name, the email, you confirmation message, and you're done. Hata hakuna mambo mingi. And if maybe unaongeza ni, if you have a question, leave it here. You get? I've made the buying process easy, because if you make the buying process complicated, sasa for example, you're in the service industry, kuwa na kama mi kitu ni bamba nikienda either Carrefour ama nikienda Clean Shelf ama Naivas. The thing that makes me really really happy is when the teller asks me niku prompt. I love that. I think mi nitatengeneza video, those videos that show mtu amefurahi. Me I love when a teller tells me niku prompt. Ama ukienda Carrefour unapata actually hakuna mtu unapatana na nini, you go and do self checkout. Those things, they are there not for any other reasons, not for any other reason. Is to make the buying process easy. You make the buying process easy, you convert me easily. At repeat stage, it must maintain satisfaction. When a customer is satisfied, and here's now something that I want you to be aware: the difference between men and women. For women, they're the best at being repeat customers and referring their friends than men. So if you want to attract more of an audience, try to attract women to your business, because they will recommend more people to it. And at a book called Contagious, and in this book they usually say, if people ask themselves this question before your video is shared: how will people view me for sharing this video? If I want people to view me as funny, I will share your video. If I want people to view me as a religious person, I will share your video. If I want people to view me as a trendy or a modern person, I will share your video. You get what I mean? That's why I tell people to start in reverse. How will these people be viewed when they repost your video? Unaona? If let's say a very political or a very smart person, I will share your video. A video that makes your audience look good for sharing it. You get? Higher. So now let's go. So connect the idea buying, but that's not the presentation of today. Me, I just wanted you guys to understand the customer journey. So now let's go to now the presentation of today. In presentation ingine tofauti about influencing and all that. We'll get to the more you join these classes, the more you sort of get to see different um, presentations delving onto different, because now today I'm delving on the specific topics that you've given me, the specific issues that you've given me. Oh, we have someone new. Hi, Martha. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm glad
Yeah,
you're here, and I hope
thank
you
you.
enjoy this class. Actually, I wanted to ask you, is there a topic maybe or an issue maybe you'd want me to cover that is more personal to you?
Not now. Maybe I'll share in your inbox.
Okay, so no problem.
Yeah.
I will share my number and you can text me so that if you have any issue, I can personalize or I can help you understand the specific way to solve that issue. And
Okay,
I, I,
so
I appreciate you in that Swahili comment. I will try to maintain English for the rest of the class. Okay. So text me on WhatsApp so that if you have any issue, save your number and I can help you on that specific issue. Okay. So now we are on understanding. Today we are delving into content strategy, monetization, AI for social media, and my hope is by the end of this class, you're just in a place where you won't be the same. That's my prayer. And actually, now because now we're officially starting, because hiyo yote ilikuwa introduction, I want to humbly request Agatha, could you kindly pray for us so that we can get started now?
Let's pray. Our God and our Father, we are so grateful for this wonderful night that you have given unto us. We are so happy, God, for creating this platform. Thank you for our trainer, Jaffa. Thank you for the knowledge that he is sharing, that is timely. And I said yes to it. I thank you even for the rest of the need for our business, Jehovah God. I thank you because this knowledge, as we use it, my Father, our business will never remain the same. Father God, I thank you. I bless you in everything that we do. As we start, be together with us, and as we end, glory and honor shall be back unto you. In Jesus' name, I pray and I give thanks.
Amen. Thank you so
Amen.
much. So now let's get started. So one thing when you'll be creating content, it's a painful truth that most business owners or content creators, because right now you have moved, you're no longer business owners, you're content creators. Movement, there's some basic principles you need to understand. And the first basic principle that you need to understand is simple. Being a content creator is not easy because you have an assignment is sort of a bit difficult. What do I mean? You need to hook your person or your people within the first 3 seconds. The first 3 seconds. And that's not easy. It's not, let me not lie to you, it's not. Your right now social media has changed. In the past, people will be like, hakuna content mingi, lakini hii wacha nipe chance. And actually it's not even a consequence of people not liking your content. It's a consequence of actually it's social media created this problem. It wasn't us, it wasn't you, sio unafanya makosa social media. You see how a solution can create more problems. That's what social media did. Social media created more problems based on it trying to solve a problem. And what was the problem it created? So social media was brought to bring connection and bring people together. It actually has made people far apart and actually more of ghost viewers in your life than they are participative in your life. Another thing also is it has made people dependent on dopamine hits rather than value for content. In this sense, if I am doom scrolling on TikTok, I'm only looking for content that will give me 3 seconds. Within those 3 seconds, I have been able to know whether this content is good for me or not good for me. And that is painful. Why is this painful? Because you may be having valuable insights in that video, but because you didn't hook that person within 3 seconds, you lose them. Actually, funny enough, the joke that I often find is that human beings have sort of regressed because of social media. Why? Because our attention span is that of warthogs being compared to warthogs and seahorses. That sisi unaona venye warthog inakimbishangwa na lion alafu after 10 seconds inasahau ilikuwa inakimbia inasimama. That's the same thing that is happening to us, that we are so interested in dopamine hits or hits that we are more interested in getting the hit than the value in this aspect. I started my video by saying, oh, my name is Jaffa and I'm going to teach you on how to overcome depression. I am depressed, but because I started this video on a low energy, or I didn't hook you within the first 3 seconds, you'll scroll up. And you ask yourself, wewe uko na depression na unapitia hii shida, na hii video is about to help you on how to overcome this depression, but instead of, because I didn't hook you, you won't view the video. You get the frustration, but it's a frustration that you can overcome. Once you master this concept, it becomes easy. It becomes easy. You won't be struggling with it. You won't be begging people to view your content. They will be viewing it without any issue or struggle. You get? Nobody tells small businesses about Instagram. If you're getting views but no customers, here's why. Stop posting like this. I tested look at it from this perspective of, you want people to get hooked. There's specific terms, and actually, you know what I want to do is I'm going to make sure that I pick this as a challenge. I'm going to go one of these days. I'm going to go live and delve into hooking people, because I'm seeing it's a real problem that people don't understand how to go live. You get? So let me give me that challenge. I'll teach on how to go live the proper way. Okay, so I want you to understand that followers are not equal to influence. 100K followers with 2% engagement is weaker than 10,000 followers with 20% engagement. You get? What do I mean? Nowadays, there's a sort of interesting dynamic happening in regards to what people like social media. What do I mean? I've come to notice that when I post something on social media, there is likelihood that, like, let's say I post a video, I have 100,000 followers. There's an interesting dynamic that usually happens, and the interesting dynamic usually is on those 100,000 followers won't actually connect with my content. What do I mean? I post a video, I post to my 100,000 videos, but from those other 100,000 people, only 200 will view that video. Because there are people who are like that. Niko na 10,000 followers, 100 followers, 200 followers, like that. It a very disappointing or painful truth when it comes to social media, by the way, that we are creating content. Just a moment, give me a second here. I received this call. Seems like maybe this. Hello. Hakuna Kidogo, let me check. Let me check. Let's continue. Hi. So the reason as to why I was saying that I don't prioritize number of followers is because I've come to note that there's an interesting dynamic that happens. Engagement is not the same thing as followers. You should be looking at engagement and conversion as bigger metrics than any other. And what engagement metrics should you be looking for? Number one is comments, because there are two types of there is vanity type of metrics, and there is valuable metrics. Valuable metrics uh, valuable metrics are the ones that actually build engagement or build conversion. So comments are very important because they give you real-time feedback on whether your content resonates with people or not. So for that to happen, therefore, you should be prioritizing that aspect of how do I build more engagement? How do I convert? You get that's the sort of questions you should be asking yourself. How do I build that conversion? Why do I make people comment? And if you don't do that, therefore it's going to be difficult for you to sort of to because sometimes people, you look at those vanity metrics and think that they're making progress. Just a moment. Hello. 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 Niko class kiasi tu nikucall nikitoka hii class please. Na call tu saizi please. Eh, 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 eh. Kidogo tu please. So so real influence is measured by impact, not Instagram metrics. Quality of audience matters more than the quantity. So I want you to be prioritizing quality. What do I mean by prioritizing quality? Quality, what I mean by quality, I mean that people are buying your tickets when you have events. People are giving you real-time feedback, because you could be having a group, you have a WhatsApp group, you post every day, but no one ever gives you feedback. No one tells you, I appreciate you for what you posted. No one appreciates the effort that you're putting into it. That means that there's a mistake or there's an error in how you are converting, or how your influence level. You get one engagement comment is 1,000 more important than 1,000 passive likes. You get that engagement. Like, let's say for example, someone says, oh Agatha, I appreciate you for this video, it has really helped me. That person sort of appreciates or has shown you engagement. That is more valuable than 1,000 passive. Do our 1,000 now, they're not likely to bring you Nini. So this is the Nini that you're talking about. There is awareness, trust. So with awareness, they see your content. with interest, they watch your content or they go back content. Like Leo Sick watch video here, I need to go back and watch it. Trust, they follow your content. Consideration is they research you. Conversion is they buy from you. But loyalty, they're coming back. Viral does not equal sales. And I want you to always understand that even though you're aiming for going viral, aim for sales. Sales is more valuable than going viral. You can have millions of views but zero customers. Job is to move people through this journey strategically. Move people to a point where they appreciate this thing that you're giving them. You get? So the universal content framework is usually you hook someone through those 3 seconds, the first 3 seconds. You have a clear CTA or a clear offer that you're offering them. Like, let's say, for example, you hook me by telling me, don't scroll. I'm about to give you 5 lessons that I've learned that are going to change your life. I've hooked you. I'm like, I want to change my life. Are you going to Nini? Then I deliver. So by deliver, I mean, I make it clear exactly what I'm going to give you. I give you the value. Then insight is I provide an answer. Then proof is I show you sort of how this one has helped my other clients. Then I also try to sort of figure out what your problem is or identify your pain, and then I offer a solution. Then I give you a clear CTA. You get? So those are the few sort of ways that you can sort of create an audience that sort of grows with you or converts. You get? Higher. Then we have an example here that we not use for now because of time. Let's go to AI for social media. AI should accelerate your thinking, not replace your strategy. What do I mean? I've come to see or notice a trend that people are not appreciating or not nini. AI was not brought to replace human beings. That was not what AI was brought to do. It wasn't also brought so that you could stop thinking, because that's the thing that it's doing. It's thinking everything for you. No, AI was meant to complement human beings. It was meant to, where your thinking capacity reaches, let me accelerate it. You get? So when you're creating content, never be in a place where AI is ndio inakuandikia caption yako yote, ndio inakuandikia kitabu yako yote, ndio inakufanyia everything. Be in a place where you sort of are sort of seeing the benefit of using AI, and then you use it. Like, let's say, for example, I want a caption. The caption I've made a video. I tell AI, I want this caption to capture this, this, and this, and this. I want it to speak in this tone, and you see, you're giving it instructions to sound more like you. And let me tell you for a fact, and this is the painful truth that people don't realize or people don't see, that AI is better, 100 times better at mimicking you than it is about giving or being original. You get what I mean? What do I mean? If you give AI your voice, what do I mean by your voice? You give it documents that you have written, you give it charts that you've talked about, or the way you write emails or the way you write letters. And once it has understood how you speak, it will be better at mimicking your voice than anything else. You get what I mean? So if you are able to understand that, then you'll be in a very strong position to sort of use AI the right way. Never use AI to replace your thinking, to replace what you are doing. Let it accelerate it. You can use AI to research faster, competitor analysis, plan better, create more hooks or better hooks, measure smarter, and optimize quicker. You get? So for research, you should understand AI can be used to understand the audience pain points. I told you, for people to be aware, they need to connect with you. They need to understand that you understand what they're going through. Therefore, what problems does your market struggle with? What issues are they going through that you can sort of help them with? You get? Competitor analysis. What are they posting? What are your competitors working for? You get? Then customer questions. What are the people asking? What are the themes? What topics should you cover? What are the market gaps? What is no one talking about? You get those are the things that you should be trying to sort of give or try to use AI for. Then for content creation, let it give you hook ideas. Let it give you strong scripts that people can resonate with. When you understand those concepts, you can also use AI for content variation. 5 ways to say the same thing. You can use AI for that, because if let's say for example you want to hook someone, having the right words, like let me give an example. Did you know that one video getting 50 million viewers and 5,000 viewers, the difference in those two audiences is just in simple words or hooks? I'll give you an example. If let's say for example you create a video and this video it gets you're talking about 5 secrets on how to cook nyama choma, and then there's a way you can phrase that word, more people are receptive to it, and there's a way you can say it that less people are receptive to it. The hook is very, very, me nakwambia, I'm telling you, hooking is a very, is understand hooking. You can be able to be in a position where you can add the most value by knowing the right words to use. Then carousel ideas, and then you can be able to use it to repurpose content, previous content. You get from videos, I want you to be using this formula. You hook the person. You sort of understand, list a problem that they're going to. This one, the hook interrupts the pattern. The problem explains the problem, the pain point that they're having. Then the tension is, it builds curiosity, because you see something that you need to understand is when you are in this video, you have hooked me, but what is keeping me in the video? You get what is keeping me, meaning curiosity. If you can create curiosity in the video, you can be able to make me stay in this video. And then value, give me the answer. What from you? Then the payoff, satisfy me, and then always have a call to action. I always tell people, if you don't have a call to action, that video is useless, because your audience won't know what they're gaining from you. Then let's go to analytics. With analytics, what you don't I usually say, what you don't measure, you don't grow. So every week, this is what I usually do. When I start on Monday, I have this big book. I call it the social media book. With this book, I come and look at my TikTok. My TikTok has this number of followers. My YouTube has this number of subscribers. Instagram has this number of nini. And then I go to the analytics. I look at TikTok analytics, YouTube analytics, and Instagram analytics. Then I ask myself, if my audience is, let's say, for example, I want male people to be more of my followers, what do I do? Okay, I've noticed that I have 3,700 followers on TikTok. How do I get this to 4,000 by the end of this week? Then I set goals. I set goals on, because if I've checked the analytics, I can tell myself I need to post this number of videos at this particular time, because usually it changes week by week, month by month. The time when your audience is most receptive changes. So ukisha understand hivyo, you sort of get to a place where you appreciate, or you see the sense of seeing how important understanding the specific metrics to monitor. So how many people saw your content? That's the question you need to ask yourself. You check on the comments, the shares, and the saves. These metrics are most important. Then watch time is also very important, because you'll find if you're losing people at the center, you need to ask yourself what on the previous on curiosity, how do I build on how to with people? Then average watch duration. What did they stop? Where did they stop? Are they curious about you? Are they taking any action? You get. Then the social media performance funnel. 1,000 1 million impressions or 100, you might find that they convert into 100,000 views, or the watch time is 10,000 hours for a 15-second video. Then you get the 1 million, I mean, the 100,000 or engagement actions. Then you might get 500 profile visits. I saw your video and 500 people viewed your profile. Then 100 people DM'd me. These are leads. Then 20 of them converted to customers. Each stage has a problem. Analytics tell you which stage is leaking. You get you. What if we lived in a wonderful world where 100,000 views get you 100,000 customers? That's the goal. How do I increase my conversion ability? Then the problem: high views, zero sales. If you're getting high views and you're not converting, there's an issue there. There's an issue there that you need to resolve. Your content is getting watched, but nobody is buying. Possible causes could be wrong audience. You're reaching out to the wrong audience. You have a weak offer and you don't have a clear CTA. So people have a low trust in you. You get higher. Then the other thing is when you're having low views, people are seeing your content, but you're not having one is could be your hook. You're delving into the wrong topic because your audience, if let's say for example, can you imagine you're having an audience of 18 to 24, that's your audience, and they're female, and your content is for males who are in their 50s. You see, it's the wrong topic for the wrong audience. So check your analytics to know who your audience is. Then the wrong platform. Maybe you are offering professional content and you're posting it on TikTok, and TikTok wants dances, wants trends, wants things that are trending. So poor timing. Posting when your audience isn't active. You need to also understand that there's specific times for the audience being active. So because I want this class to Nini, tomorrow's class will delve into the paid ads, because in this particular one I wanted you to first of all make sure your content is good, and then once your content is good, then when you go to creating the content itself, you'll be in a better position to create good content that can go viral, or by the ads they can be able to need. So you need to remember, attention is the first filter. Without stopping people from scrolling, nothing else matters. Trust is built through consistency, authenticity, and keeping promises in your videos and everything that you're doing. So views do not equal sales. You should understand that when people view your video, that doesn't automatically mean that they're going to buy from you. The journey from view to customer requires strategy. Data reveals truth. Stop guessing and start measuring. You need to measure what you're doing. Then iteration beats perfection. What do I mean by iteration? I mean that you should try to be in a space where you are improving. We call it Kaizen. You're continuously improving, continuously improving. Better to publish and improve than wait forever. You get? So I hope this class was as impactful as I intended it to. We are going to now delve well past these insights and go into understanding the specifics of how do I AI. We're going to delve into how do I